It's Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. I'm Todd Dunn, and today I am out, having had to go into town again in Southwest Harbor. But I thought I'd come over and just cruise over to Bernard and take a look over there. So let's turn the camera around and have a look at where I'm going. All right, sorry, we're sort of heading straight into the sun. That's why it's a little washed out. We're going past the extreme north end of Bass Harbor right here, and the tide is out, and we've now passed into the village of Bernard from Bass Harbor, and in just a little bit we're going to turn left and head into the main part of Bernard, right here actually. And what I'm going to do is just head on over to take a look at Thurston's Lobster Pound and have a look out over the harbor from there. And then after that, we'll go down to the town dock and look around from down there. So, Bernard, like Bass Harbor, is part of the town of Tremont. There's not a lot over here. Homes, there is a little marina, and the town dock, and really that's about it. There's the Bass Harbor Public Library is here, and there's also a post office, and we'll pass both of those. This is the post office right here. Get a better view of that on the way out. And right here is the Bass Harbor Public Library. It's a nice little library, but it is not as heavily used as the Southwest Harbor Library. So it isn't as big and doesn't have quite the collection. See, this is all homes over here. Now, a large percentage of these homes are summer homes and are not occupied in the winter. This place says Slack Tide Shop. That was a house. I guess it's been turned into a shop of some sort, probably summer only. And some nice homes over here. Most of these homes have a view out over the water, which we'll see when we turn right here. You can see out over the water right there. And I'm going to turn left here and go over toward Thurston's. And if they haven't got everything blocked off, I'll step out and shoot a little video from down here. You know, they get a lot of stuff down here. So there's Thurston's restaurant, lobster restaurant. It is, of course, shut down for the winter, and the yellow awnings are down, and they'll probably set it all up again in a couple of months. And every place I might want to park down here is filled with lobster traps, as you can see. So I'm not gonna get out here. I'll just go down to the Bass Harbor Town Dock, or Tremont Town Dock. Here's a little lobster boat sitting on a trailer for the winter, and hundreds and hundreds of lobster traps. And here too, this is all parking in the summer. You can come down here and park if you're going to Thurston's restaurant, but right now it's all full of traps. So let's turn right here and head down to the town dock. And there's the harbor out there. And you can see a few lobster boats. It's a little bit chilly. It's 30 degrees out right now. So, but it's not too breezy over here. So we will pull over and park, and I will get out and walk around and take a little video from outside the vehicle. Okay, there's the town dock right there, and we're looking across Bass Harbor toward the village of Bass Harbor on the other side. This is the Bass Harbor boat launch, and it's a pretty good boat launch. And over here, this little building, you can't really see the building, but this is Up Harbor Marine, which is a little marina that has pleasure boats and lobster boats added in the summer. We'll walk out here a little and see if we can see anything else. This floating ramp here, which would be floating if the tide was in, normally goes all the way down to the end of the pilings, but they've taken it out for the winter. And you can see tide's pretty low, and that's the view over there. And let's walk across out onto the town dock proper. This house is owned by the town of Tremont, and they rent it out. And we'll go out onto the dock. You can see out of the harbor over there. There are two islands you can see. On the left of that little gap is Gotts Island, and on the right is Placentia Island. Placentia is not occupied, and there's quite a nice little summer community on Gotts Island. There we go. You can see harbor is pretty quiet right now. This is a very well protected harbor. Across the large brick building is the old Underwood Cannery. It's condos now, and yeah, just a few lobster boats left in. Doesn't look like anybody's out. If people were out, there would be dinghies hanging on moorings, but all the dinghies, you can see, are still tied up at the dock. And there are more docks in here normally, but they've been taken out for the winter. And over there you can see a few more lobster boats hanging on their moorings. So, Bass Harbor, Maine, from the Bernard side on the 20th of February, 2024. It's a very pretty day. It's a little bit breezy, which makes it a little chilly despite the fact that the temperature is up around 30 degrees. It had been as low as 12 this morning, so it's pretty fresh this morning. There's another little float down here. It's actually a pretty big float. This is the Maine dinghy float. If you keep your boat on a mooring here in Bass Harbor, this is the likely place that you would keep your dinghy. And there's a lobster boat maneuvering. A few lobstermen fish all year. This time of year, they're mostly fishing pretty far offshore, so it's mostly only bigger boats that go way offshore to fish. And there is a local giving us a little local color here in Bass Harbor, Maine. Okay, I've pulled out of the town dock now. We're back up on the main road. just passed a parking lot that is available to park your boat trailer if you launch your boat at the town dock. And this is Lopaus Point Road. I'm going to go out here and have a look and see what we can see. I understand that the storms of last month did a fair amount of damage out here. We're kind of straight into the sun right now. I apologize for that. But we should be okay in just a few seconds because we're going to turn and head more south. It's currently about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So for this time of year, the sun is starting to get a little low in the sky. Sunset is, you know, around 5 o'clock. So again, this is Lopaus Point Road, L-O-P-A-U-S. And, not surprisingly, it goes to Lopaus Point. We're going to come out here. This is kind of the narrow part of the road. That's Blue Hill Bay over there. And Bass Harbor on the other side. And you can turn down here. And there is a little public beach. We're going to go see what it looks like. I heard that this area got pretty hard hit by the storms last month. And I can see this little parking area here on this beach definitely got the surf washed up here, because it didn't look like this the last time I was here. And in fact, it looks like it washed right up here. Because now you could drive right down onto the beach. So let me hop out of the car and we'll take a look. Okay, here we are. Now this used to be a wall of rocks here, and you could not just go straight down onto the beach. And over here we have a seawall like the one at Seawall over in Southwest Harbor. There used to be picnic tables on top of it, but they've apparently been washed away by the storm. As you can see, a lot of the seawall got washed into the little pond behind it. So here is the beach over here at Lopaus Point. This is called Back Beach. We're looking across at Gotts Island, Little Gotts Island, and Placentia Island. And the opening there with the more distant islands, which are the Duck Islands, is the Bass Harbor Bar. And across on the point there, which is Bass Harbor Head, the lighthouse is just around the tip of that point. Over there is the Maine State Ferry Dock, and what used to be Bass Harbor Marine, and then later Morris Yachts, and now a privately owned boatyard. So, see, this has really changed a lot in its topology since this big storm. Let's walk over here and take a look at what there is to see. Yeah, it used to be a lot harder to get down onto the beach here. Now you just walk. This is private beach here. That's some private seawall for that home right there. Sorry, it's straight into the sun. And yeah, it looks like their seawall got pretty beat up, because it used to be all neat and tidally stacked rocks, and they look like they've been moved around a bit. It is low tide right now, which is why there's so much beach exposed, but this has really changed. As I said, there used to be several picnic tables up on top of this little seawall here, but they are completely gone. The storm, the main wind was coming from the direction the camera's pointing now, and so it was pretty rough in here. I'll walk up and take a look over the top of what used to be a pretty substantial seawall and has gotten broken down quite a bit. Now, a lot of rock got washed over the top of this because it used to be just a narrow little summit, pretty much where I'm standing now, and all this rock back here was not there just a couple months ago. So there we go. Yeah, a beautiful day out here on Lopaus Point in the village of Bernard. Okay, so I thought I'd just show you a little bit of what it looks like over here on the west side of Bass Harbor in the village of Bernard, and just give you a little bit of a different look. Not a lot of tourists come over here. People don't realize that this little public beach is here, and so it's basically almost never occupied. There's room for about 2 or 3 vehicles to park, so it isn't a you know, great place to come if there are a lot of people, but it is a very scenic spot, as you can see. So with that, I'm going to end the video. Hope you enjoy seeing this a little bit more of the quiet side of Mount Desert Island, Maine. Thanks for watching.